So you guys read that right. If you don't understand why, the big why behind why eXp Realty is the only disruptor in the industry and why so many agents see it, so many broker owners are coming, then please don't join the company. In all honesty, I tell people that every day. Don't join this company until you understand the why. I was prompted to make this video because I got a call from a really good friend a couple days ago, and she sent over an email that she had received from Remax. And what this email said was that Remax was actually going to sue some EXP agents because they were telling the Remax brokers how to change their life, move on from the franchise, and help their agents do better. Now, guys, I don't know about you guys, but if I got a letter from corporate that told me that many of my peers were leaving my franchise, it probably wouldn't upset me. It probably would make me go look and dig a little bit deeper. Why? Why did those agents make that decision? So as I was explaining it to this wonderful person over the phone, she still wasn't getting it. And finally, I had lunch with her and I showed her this diagram. And she basically said, why doesn't everyone know this information? So today, I want to show you guys the reason that eXp is actually disrupting every single brokerage. And it is the best brokerage to run your business. I ran my brokerage for business for 21 years. And for 17 of those years, guys, I was renting my business. And what I mean by renting is I was exchanging, my time for money. I was at brokerages. I was paying my brokers. And at the end of the day, when I left that brokerage, I left with nothing, with zero, no ownership, no extra, payments, no buyouts, no stock, no nothing. When I'm at eXp for the 24 months during the time I've been here, I've built ownership. I've got 24,000 shares of stock that I can sell at any given time to buy real estate, to cash out, to do improvements on my home. I've made a residual passive income stream enough to buy a 12 million building and get a 5% return every single month. This company is actually changing my life. And so now if I ever left eXp, after that third year, I actually built something, and it's something that keeps on growing regardless of myself. So when I go out and I sell a home once, I get paid once. When I go out and I help an agent change their life, build their business, we get rewarded year after year after year at this brokerage because we've helped the brokerage grow, and the brokerage rewards us for it. Guys, this is a movement. This is a change in how real estate is done today. So I'm going to start by showing you guys the why, and this is the only graph that you will need. This was shown to me by an amazing man named Gene Frederick, and we were in Vegas, and he showed us this, and the light bulb went off. I had been with the company for probably 4 or 5 months. I knew it was amazing. I knew I was getting everything I needed from my peers. My revenue streams were going up from just selling more homes and being a better operator. But this, guys, this was the moment for me that it clicked, and I went, oh my God, I get it, right? I get it now. So here's what happens. I want everyone to understand that this is what traditional brokerages look like. Since 1908, Coldwell Banker has been in business, right? They started with 50-50 splits, and that's what every broker was paying back in the day. Well, not until Century 21 hit the scene in the 60s and dominated the 70s. And what did they do? They made the agents more. They promised the agents that they would only take 30% instead of 50. So what happens? All the agents flock over to Century 21. Well, in the meantime, Remax hits the scene. Remax is a 95-5% structure. For those of you that don't know, you pay 5% of every transaction. Sounds cheap, right? Well, you get punished for the amount of transactions that you do. If you work at this company like I did for 9 years, I loved it. It was a great time there, but I was getting punished the more I made. So as I was growing, I was paying 5% with no cap, and it ended up being $50, $60, $70,000 a year with lots and lots of fees on top of it. So that was RE/MAX. Back in the 60s and 70s, they dominated the 80s and 90s. Another little red and white company comes out called Keller Williams. Now, Keller Williams stayed at the 70-30 split, right? They had 30% from every transaction, but they introduced the cap. Gary Keller was smart to say, hey, you only have to pay $23,000 here, and then you're at 100%. So the agents from Century 21 and Coldwell Banker and RE/MAX all flocked over to Keller Williams. Keller Williams in 2006 had about 50,000 agents. It was just as big as eXp Realty is today. That was in 2006. And today, Keller Williams has about 150, 160,000 agents. They had 175 at their peak, and obviously losing a little bit of traction there. And then you have eXp. eXp's founder actually worked for Keller Williams. He actually owned 6 Keller Williams market centers. And he ended up selling those market centers to a man named Ben Kinney, who still works and operates today at Keller Williams. In the crash of 2008, Glenn figured out that once he got rid of the brick and mortar buildings and everything was already internet based, he could take his income to the next level. He could give the agents what they needed, and he could still operate and sell tons and tons of real estate without the brick and mortar building. So he truly disrupted the way that real estate is done. Now, how did he disrupt it? We're going to get into that in a second. I want you guys to see that this traditional side here, these are the traditional brokers. This is how they operate. They have their international leadership and ownership. The owners then divide the nation up into regional owners. So you can be a regional owner of, let's say, a KW or a RE/MAX, and buy the rights to sell franchise agreements to people that want to own and operate a franchise. So these people take all the risk. They spend hundreds of thousands of dollars to own the rights to sell franchise contracts. Then they go out and they find the franchise owners, and they say, hey, do you want to own a RE/MAX office or a KW office or a Coldwell Banker office? And the person says, yeah, I'm exhausted selling real estate and I want to own one of those offices. Awesome. You're going to take all the risk, Mr. or Mrs. franchise owner, and you're going to pay anywhere from, let's say, $70,000 up to $300,000 to own and operate that franchise. So this owner takes all the risk. Then this owner has to go out and they have to pay for a lease, which is very expensive. They have to hire professional recruiters and then staff to house all the people and to operate. And at the bottom is where we come in, the agents. So this is where I have lived all of my career. I was always at the bottom, 21 years in the business. I would sell a home and it would go up to pay for this infrastructure. And then finally, the people at the top used to get royalty fees, right? So every time a home sells, somebody is holding their hand out and taking a cut of my commission check. Well, Glenn changed all that, because when he got rid of the traditional model, which is this side, he decided to bring the agents all the way up at the top. And then he made the agent an owner. And he did that by sharing 50% of all company dollar that comes into the company with the agents that help grow the company. Now, you might be thinking, how the heck do they make money? How can they afford to do that? 50% of all the revenue that comes into eXp gets paid out to the agents? That's crazy. Well, it's not. Think about this. When you get rid of all of this overhead, which he did, because we no longer needed this infrastructure to operate, and he brings the agents up at the top, and now he has disruptive elements like stock ownership that he can give his agents, revenue share, which is what the international owners and founders receive from these other firms. Revenue share. He's got leads that come from KV Core, which I run my team on. I have 370 transactions closed last year by running KV Core. We have training, and the best of the best in the industry are training our people. Why? Because they're stockholders, right? They get stock when the company grows. So they want our agents to succeed. And then we also get group healthcare plans. So guys, these 5 elements are what is disrupting this old traditional antiquated model. Now, we're not putting any of these guys down. This was genius, and every company that came out back in the day, it was a race to commissions. It was a race to give agents a better life, a race to give agents more than 50% of their income. And that was amazing. And these people really did amazing things for us agents back in the day. And thank God I didn't work in the 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s in real estate. And I got in at 2001. And now what's happening is because of the cloud-based solutions, because of Netflix putting Blockbuster, unfortunately, out of business. And even though that was a genius, concept, Blockbuster, right? We can go rent movies, and they were a monopoly. Nobody could even compete with Blockbuster. They were put out of business by a cloud-based solution. Look at Airbnb. Hotels hate Airbnb, right? It's the #1 hotel chain in the world right now, and they don't own one brick and mortar building. Look at Yellow Cab. They can't stand Uber, but Uber was an amazing model that helps so many people keep more money in their pocket. So this is exactly what this is, guys. This is a solution. You can rent your business over here. You can work 10, 20, 15, 30 years, whatever it is. And at the end of the day, you're going to leave with nothing, right? Unless you've invested, which we hope that you did, but you don't have ownership in what you've left behind and what you've built. On this side, you have ownership. You have something to be proud of, and you're building something. So this is why eXp is a disruptor. It's the first of its kind. I'm sure there'll be copycats later, but here's what's amazing. Virbela is what runs eXp World. Guys, we have offices. We have 700 cloud-based employees that work in an office and help 55,000 agents nationwide run their business. We're in every single MLS across the United States. We're in Canada. We're in 17 other countries. We're a global brand. So when you're selling real estate, especially luxury real estate, you want to make sure that you are with a global provider that will get you into all of these countries. So Virbela is the nucleus. It is what holds our company together. We're able to run all of our systems, all of our ecosystem of togetherness through that, all of our classes. So Virbela is one vertical, right? But you can piggyback, and you can have different businesses run their companies through Virbela. So we're not just a real estate company. We can have other companies. We can have, universities. Their campuses have Virbela has been prominent in some of the campuses to help students learn during COVID. So there's so many other verticals that Virbela runs. And that is why eXp is an amazing solution for us to run our real estate business. So I want you guys to have something left in the end. I want you guys to think about this. Imagine coming into real estate with 7 business partners, right? So when you sell a home, you have 7 business partners above you, just like the old structure. Instead of it going to corporate, you have 7 business partners that help you because they're getting incentivized by the brokerage because they're owners. So when agents come into this business, we are helping them because of the financial incentives and because of the ownership and leadership quality. Incentivized leadership, I can't say it enough, works. So if you're on the fence about joining eXp Realty, get with somebody who helped you understand this. Get with somebody who you want to emulate or you believe can help you double, triple, 10x your career. Get with those people and come and look and see what we're offering. I can't say it enough, but I'm going to be the advocate for agents helping agents. I want most agents to run their businesses in this way because it's more profitable. It makes sense. And it's the future. So if you have any questions or concerns, leave me a message below or email me, tina@caulteam.com. All my links are everywhere. Get on a strategy call and I can show you how this model and by partnering with an eXp agent can truly change your life and change your career and change your family's life. So thanks guys for listening, and I hope you have a great day.